Hi, my name is Kristen, and this is my friend Taylor. And today we were hiking, and we always have the greatest talks when we hike. And we were talking about the very powerful effects of plant medicine when used in a very appropriate, very healing way. And so I wanted her to share her journey, what she just recently experienced, and then I'll share a little bit of mine.
Yeah. So I just got back, as I was sharing with you, from a 5-day trip in Sedona. And I knew that I needed to kind of set some time aside from the daily routine and go out there and spend some time with myself and nature and just sort of reset. I'm a full-time artist, and so that reset's very important for not only myself, but my creativity as well. And so my first night there, I had brought medicinal mushrooms, and I set as myself a nice healing space in my hotel room. And so I had a nice playlist set up. I had the appropriate amount of water and food and nourishment and snacks for later as well. And so just kind of being very intentional about the setting and the space I was going to go into. And I think the most important one was having the intention just to be open to whatever the experience was going to be for me. And again, so I had my playlist all set up, and once the mushrooms were activated, I could feel them taking over, and it was a very visual experience, and a lot of different things were coming up. And one of the things I was noticing is how intense the emotions were that I was feeling. And so I was laying on my bed and had beautiful mountain views, and I would still kind of go into these intense emotions, and sometimes it might feel sadness or a little bit of a lower or dip, and things that I've been feeling in the weeks leading up to this, but just very much more intensified. And all of a sudden I would notice my feelings would totally shift and change. And it might, be lighter or happier or melancholy, whatever the emotion was, but I recognized it was changing when the song would change. And I recognized, oh my goodness, the music I have playing is sort of bringing out these different feelings that I'm feeling, which then kind of led me to, is it my emotions or is it the music? We have these feelings and we get really attached and we feel like they're our own, but really something as simple as the song changing would change the way that I was feeling. And so it was interesting too, because it felt like an eternity that I was experiencing a certain emotion. And when the song changed and my emotion changed, I realized, well, that was only about 2 or 3 minutes of a song, but it felt like an eternity. And really, it was just a short moment in time, just a blip of time. And then I got clever enough to recognize that I have the power to change the song if I wish. And so if I was feeling an emotion that I didn't care to experience, I simply could reach over and change the song on the playlist on my phone, and I would feel something completely different. And so it had me sort of melt into this awareness of, first of all, letting go of attachment, because attachment really is foolishness. Things are constantly changing. Emotions pass through us. They come and they go. And then time really is an illusion as well. So something that feels like, when we're stuck, we feel like we're just in it, and that's our narrative, and that's what life is going to be. But really, it's just a short moment in time. And so you can either let go of attachment and just let it pass, knowing that the song will eventually change, and you can be in acceptance of that, or you can know that you have the power to change the song as well, and by simply changing it on to the next track, you can feel a completely different emotion. So for me, it's been letting that integrate and know that I have the power at all times. I can be in acceptance of the emotion that I'm feeling and know it's going to pass, whether good or bad, and we label it as such. Or I can change my song. And that might mean going for a hike, having a dance party, being around community, taking solo time in meditation, just knowing that we really have endless possibilities of how we want to experience life, and it's right at our fingertips. And so that was definitely a huge awareness for me this past weekend.
I love it. I love it. As you can see, she is like my soul sister. we just have these great conversations and just this kindred spirit. So when she was telling me about this, I was like, well, again, I have done plant-based medicine therapy, and very intentional and very intuitive too. Both of us are very spiritual and very much about the intention of this as being healing. And so I was telling her, oh my gosh, I had the same experience, because when I was going through one too, I remember I was listening to these songs, on my playlist, and they had a really sad, like a very low vibration sadness. And I remember thinking, oh, like in my experience, I was like, this is so sad. And then of course, you know, if you've ever done a plant-based journey before, you realize like it's really like you're having a dream, and it's really a kind of an awake type of experience. And I remember thinking, for God's sakes, like it's on my playlist. I just went like, oh, and I turned it to the next song. And it was this beautiful, happy song, and I felt my spirit go, oh my gosh. And then I was like, oh, filled with all this love. And just like Taylor, I thought, this is a metaphor for life. Things come, or we surround ourselves with people, or we surround ourselves with thoughts that drag us down, or we are in a situation for the moment, like Taylor was saying, that brings our spirit down. And then we can, I love that, Taylor, how you said we can accept the narrative that this is what we're going through at the moment, and it is here to teach us something. Or we can reach over, like Taylor both and I did, and went, bunk, change the narrative, change the song, change the vibration. And so for me, as I was journeying in the couple, like 4 years ago, I went through a really difficult season in my life, very dark, very confusing time. And I remember thinking all these negative thoughts. And then I remember at that moment going, this was back then, like, really? Like, this is my narrative? Like, this is who I am? No. And I remember then God was trying to teach me how to change my thoughts and my vibration of what I believed in myself, and to truly love myself. And so now in this journey, in this medicine journey, I realized that, again, I can decide what I let into my life. And so nowadays, when something negative comes, or when something I don't like and I can change it, I send love to it. And I think if you watched any of my videos, it's all about that heart coherence, you know, breathing in love and sending it out and seeing that love. Love conquers all. Change a situation. And so I have other ways that grounding myself and just being in quiet meditation, like Taylor said, going on a hike. You know, we just went on the mountain behind my house, and that is to me a holy place. And I know for her, nature is very healing. Yeah. So taking your feet off on the earth, and again, coming back to your roots, feeling the earth and all that stuff, just feeling the breeze, listening to the trees brings you back into that wholeness. So we just wanted to share, both of us had the same experience, and she is wise beyond her years. I told her, how did you get this wise? You know, and then I'm like, oh.
And then I say, time's an illusion. She's like, you're experiencing at your age. But I'm like, you know, what is age and what is time? It's all relative.
Yes, I love it. So thanks for listening. And I know we're going to do more together, because she is just a wealth of beautiful spiritual information, and her journey has been both difficult, very difficult. But she is a warrior, and she fights through things because she is changing that narrative in her life, and she is deciding to see what she wants to vibrate around her in order to create the life that she desires. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.